Bring your husband more women. A lot of women believe that if I bring my husband another wife, it's the end of my marriage. But it's far from it. In fact, it'll make your marriage stronger and it'll make you happier. Number one, you start with emotional support. The more wives he has, the more girlfriends you have. So they're your friends and his friends too. So you get this emotional support. You get someone to talk to about your marriage that understands because they share a husband with you. And they can be your best friends, inshallah. A lot of men cheat on their wives. They have girlfriends, they have mistresses throughout the entirety of these 30, 40-year marriages. And then the wives have to deal with heartbreak and trust issues and all of that divorce and pain. It's like you already know the man is not monogamous. He's polygynous. That's just his nature. He's always gonna want more women. So why put yourself through the pain of being like I'm the only one and then trying to fight him? What do they say? Tooth and nail, trying to keep him just for yourself. Build a team. Bring wife number 2. Bring wife number 3. Bring wife number 4. He's not gonna have time to even cheat or look at anyone else if he has all these wives behind him, taking care of his needs. Don't tell me that there hasn't been times when you're like, ugh, intimacy again. There's two ways how this will be better. The first is your husband will have more practice because there's more women that he's with, and it'll make him just a better lover in general. He'll learn what's good, what's not, and then you get to reap the rewards. Number 2, you don't have to do it all yourself. He has a high libido. You don't have to worry about him watching porn or stepping out on your marriage because you know his other wives are also taking care of him. And some people are like, oh, what about STDs? STDs come when you cheat, they don't come when you get married. Because the two people are two different people. The person you marry and the person you cheat with are not the same type of person. The person you marry is an investment. The person you cheat with is just someone you're having fun with. It doesn't necessarily turn into a long-term investment. Your relationship with your husband will get stronger. Simply because you have to. If you want a happy marriage, you have to communicate. You can't just be passive aggressive. There's another wife that he'll go to, and you feel like, okay, I need to explain myself. He has to understand me. And he will, because now he has more women that he's dealing with. So he has to learn and grow emotionally. So his emotional IQ goes up, and so does yours. You're not going to be expecting him to read your mind anymore because there's just no time. He's spending some time with you, and then he's heading off to wife number 2, 3, and 4. So you got to get to the point right away. You got to tell him, what do I need, why I need it, why that thing you did upset me. And more likely than not, you're going to focus on positives than negatives. Let's say you were doing long distance and you're going to see your fiance or see your boyfriend. You're spending such a short amount of time, you're going to try to have the best time possible. And that same thing applies to when your husband has multiple wives. Because you know the time you have with him is limited, you're gonna make the best of it. You're not gonna waste it on stupid little things. Whereas wives that are with their husbands all the time and it's the only husband, sometimes the only conversations they have are the bills or nagging or negativity or you didn't take out the trash or the chores or the kids. They don't even have a relationship anymore. But when you know your husband has other wives, part of you is always like, okay, I have to connect with this man. You know, it's that idea that he might connect with these other women, and because you're afraid you might lose him, which you won't, you'll also kind of push yourself to be a better wife. Also, when he's not with you, you have time for yourself to do things that you love. You know, your husband fell in love with you as a person, and you as a person is all the activities that you love to do. Whether you loved rock climbing or you loved cooking or painting or volunteering or whatever it is that you did, those activities made you who you are and made you the person your husband fell in love with. When he's with the other wives, you get the opportunity to go and invest in yourself. And you don't have to feel guilty about it. You don't have to feel like you're not taking care of your husband. Because you know, if he's not with me, he's with wife number 2, wife number 3, or wife number 4. And all of these women are just as equally invested in him. Have clear boundaries for yourself and for your husband about what you want. You know, a lot of wives sometimes will call me and be like, oh, I heard him talking to the other wife on the phone and it hurt my feelings. Or I opened up one of his text messages and it hurt my feelings how he called her my love or whatever. Why are you even eavesdropping? Why are you opening up his phone? It's not just boundaries about what he has to do. It's boundaries for yourself and for your well-being. You know, a lot of wives micromanage their husbands. And this, I'm talking about monogamous marriages, where they need to know where's the husband going, what's he doing, who's he talking to. When you are a co-wife, you just stop doing all that. Because the truth is, you have to trust your husband. Truth is, you have to let go of the control. It's how it makes you a better person. You have to stop going down the rabbit holes of jealousy and snooping and, being like, oh, I'm just investigating and looking for something that'll hurt you. You know, there's some women, it's like sadistic. They want to find something. They go through their husband's phone looking for something so that they can cause drama because that's the only type of relationship they've ever known. Because that's the type of content they watch. They just watch TV shows that are full of drama and cheating and betrayal and heartbreak, or people that are always playing the victim. Better pay attention to your mindset. Because when you're in these type of marriages, you have to have a stronger mindset. You have to elevate as a woman. You have to understand your value, and you will. When you go through these marriages, it makes you such a better woman. Compared to the general woman, you're more aware of what a man is and what a man needs. You're more aware of your own needs. You're a better communicator. You're a better lover. You're more attentive. You understand time. You don't waste it. It just overall elevates you. And I'm not even talking about the man. It makes the woman a better woman. Like, I've made a video about how it makes the man a better man. You can go to my YouTube and check it out. But a lot of women are like, oh, I have to do it all. I want the job, I want the kids, I want the house, I want the man, and I have 24 hours and I can do everything. And then she burns out and she wonders why she's exhausted and depressed and her body doesn't feel good. It's because you're trying to do it all and you don't have to. You don't have to put yourself through heartbreak. Be open about it from the beginning. It's such a relief and an ease when you realize, hey, it's just a man. It doesn't take away from who I am. It doesn't make him love me any less. And you don't tie your value to just one man. If one man loves me and I'm married, then I'm valuable. But if he for some reason marries another woman, then my value diminishes and disappears? No. God already created you and saw your value. Now you just have to see your own value. And this is a challenge. When your husband marries another woman, it's not about jealousy and insecurity and, oh, I'll lose him. It's about challenging yourself to be a better woman, to grow as a woman, to grow as a wife. Practically, having multiple wives, especially in a modern day world where everybody has a job, increases the money that comes into the house. It increases the support that you have for childcare. It's not just, oh, we need to hire a nanny or bring some outside person to raise our kids. It's like, no, it's wife number 1 or 2 or 3 take shifts, take roles, they teach, they homeschool, they cook, they do everything together. There's a community, there's love, there's support and appreciation. There's never a moment of dullness. It's just about getting over your ego, getting over what society tells you is right. Just because the entire world or everyone you know doesn't do something doesn't mean they're right. Just because you do something doesn't mean you're wrong. You decide what's good and what's bad for you, what's good for you. You decide what's right and what's wrong. Society is just a bunch of people. It's a bunch of people deciding together. And who says they're right? You. You can say they are correct or they are wrong. So just choose what you want out of life. Don't just choose it based off of social pressure or, again, the content you watch. Pay attention to what you consume and who you're around. What's your support system like? Are your girlfriends supportive or are they just yes women? They're like, yes, girl, you're the best. And if he wants another wife, then he does not love you. What does she know? She doesn't even have a man. She could barely keep a boyfriend. You have to look within. You have to grow. You have to be accountable. You have to love yourself. Love yourself first. Understand your husband. Understand that he's not your enemy. He's your best friend. Society today criminalizes men, makes them like, oh, they're the enemy. They're the ones that are keeping women down. It's like, no, they're not. He's your best friend. He loves you even if he has wife 2, 3, and 4. And nobody can say anything to change your mind. You get to decide. So decide what you want. Decide on happiness, decide on peace, decide on love, and you'll find it, inshallah. And if you ever need support, you could go to collectivelymarried.com and book a call with me. I love this topic. I love supporting women. I truly believe that it's better for women when they bring their husband more women. May Allah make it easier for you. May He make your marriage stronger. May He bless your husband with the best of wives. Ameen.